What's going on, folks? I know this is a long video. This is probably the longest video I've ever made for this channel. But if you can, please stick around to the end. Lots of twists and turns, ups and downs, some issues, some drama. Just pretend it's a nothing fancy video, okay? I still love that guy after all these years. It's long style, nothing fancy style, okay? But we learn a lot of things, and I think there's a happy ending. So thanks for watching. Thank you in advance to everybody that can watch through this whole thing. There will be an AAR, an after action report, review, whatever on the, I'm going to clean the rifle up. We're going to, that way we can get the best picture of any wear on the inside after its first 620 rounds. But check out my sponsor, my ammo sponsor, Grip Spot, sells custom grips. Mark at Browne Works, link in the description below, makes beautiful grips. He provided some of the ammo for this. I think this video spanned over a week getting it to this point. So thank you to him. Thank you to everybody for watching, and enjoy the show. So today I want to show you my alpha build, alpha clone build. So I did the full review on this rifle. This is a PSA AK-103K because it has the shortened barrel with the pin and welded muzzle device. I will put a link to that down below so you can check out the full review. This is not a full review. I mentioned in that video, it was the last time you were going to see it with the factory plastic furniture, because I specifically bought this to do an alpha clone build. I don't like the 16-inch barrel ones that hang way out here, so I was looking for something with a shorter barrel that a 10-inch rail would butt almost all the way up to, and I think I found it. I think this thing looks great, man. This is the Midwest Industries alpha rail system with the 10-inch full rail out front, the hinged dust cover, the folding, yes it does fold, the folding stock, and you can switch this to either side. It's got adjustable cheek rise on it, adjustable length of pull, even the butt stock is adjustable up and down. Yeah, man, so these are going to be the first shots out of it. Now we have 160 rounds out of this rifle. I brought out another 140, so we're going to hit 300 rounds out of this rifle in this video. But let's just fire this puppy up and see if we have any problems. So far, I don't know, what was that, about 20 rounds, something like that? It is about 25 degrees out here, but there's no wind and the sun is beaming right on me. So I feel great. Okay, if you guys saw that last one, I'm gonna have to check this out. It just went click. I thought the magazine was empty. The magazine is in fact not empty, and it just went click. So I wonder if we got a bad round or what. You can see there is a round in there. And if you can, there you go. And it clicked. I wonder if that's a dead round. Let's see. We'll take it out and we'll find out. Where did it go? All right, guys. It actually looks like a light primer strike on there. So we're going to set this one aside. I'm going to load it back up and we're going to see what happens. Load this sucker back up. I got the remaining few rounds in the magazine. Let's see what happens. Whoa! Okay. Okay. Click, no bang. Did the curse of the PSA strike me? Let's see if we could get this round out. I don't think it has anything to do with the light primer strike. Because those aren't, let me show you. Okay. So look at how solid and deep that one is. You see it? Let me go back up. And now look at these. These are light primer strikes. Let me see if I can get them better in. Those are light. Let's take it apart and see what. Let's just take her apart real quick and see what's going on here. Okay. That's not good. That's not good. What is doing that? So, sitting here talking, I'm not showing you. So in an AK, you should be able, see the pin protruding right there? That should fall straight down. You should be able to go. It should be shaking like crazy. You might be able to hear it a little bit, but it's not going. Let me get it to the side here. It's not going. It is not falling. Look at that. I can't even push it down. And then look at the front there. It's not protruding. Matter of fact, it's stuck. See if I can pull it down. So that's not good. So the curse of the PSA bolts might have got me. Why is it doing that? It's probably, if I had to hazard a guess, because I've seen stuff like this before, but look, I cannot, that should be completely free floating. I should be able to push that all the way in flush. I took that pin out and then all of a sudden, it's all right now. Would it have, I don't know if it had something to do with that pin. I don't see anything. I don't know how that would hang it up to prevent it from going forward. It doesn't look, let me see, let me look down the line. It doesn't look bent or anything. Huh. That was weird. I don't know. Maybe we'll just keep shooting it and see what happens. If it happens again, then we'll contact PSA. Very strange. Very strange. So I don't know, guys. If you have any ideas, let me know what you think it might be with that firing pin not being able to go forward. And then I took out that little retaining pin and now it floats around. I don't know how this would prevent it from going fully forward though. I don't think this is bent either. It doesn't look bent. The only thing I could think of is that there's stuff behind, but nothing came out of there. I don't know. You know what? I'll clean it. That definitely should not happen after, what was it, 270 rounds or whatever. So we'll clean it. We'll take it back out and shoot it. And we'll see if it does it again. Now, I know it's not a lot of rounds, but it doesn't look like the tail's deforming at all. I don't see any issues. It's, again, about around 270 rounds. I don't see any lugs peening or anything like that. So, but as you saw on camera, there was that firing pin problem. So, you know what, guys? AK experts, AK gurus, people that might just know, let me know what you think it is in the comments down below. All right, guys. So, after turning the camera off, update, okay? I was looking here on my table, and look what I found. You know, I didn't find anything that was crazy when I took the bolt apart here on camera, but then I looked at the table and look what I found. Yep, that looks like it's a piece of primer. It is a piece of brass colored primer. I bet if I went out there and picked up the ammo, I'd probably find a couple of, oops, I dropped it, I probably find a couple of, at least one primer that was pierced, which means the bolt's out of spec, or it's out of headspace, or the firing pin channel thing here in front is out of spec or something. So I think that usually means a bad bolt, but we will send it in to PSA and we'll see how long it takes for them to fix it and see what they're going to do. So update on the PSA AK-103K Alpha build that we have sitting here. If you saw the previous video, we had an issue at around, I think it was 270 rounds. We had primer flow back into the firing pin channel. You saw the piece of little primer I found in there that locked up the firing pin, prevented the weapon from firing. We cleared that, took it back out, shot it again, and within like 20 rounds, it happened again. Cleared that, went to shoot it again within, I don't know, 30, 40, whatever it was, it happened again. So we managed to push the gun over 300 rounds, and then it kept happening. It happened twice after, so 3 times total, happened twice after that within probably 50 rounds. And I did manage to catch some of the primer. You see the pierced primers right there. So cleared it again, took the bolt apart, took the piece of metal out. Here's one right here as I'm looking at the one I showed you. There's another one. And said, well, I guess I'm going to call PSA, like I said in the video, and find out what's going on, either send it in or whatever. But I'm a type of person, I don't like to send guns back to manufacturers if I can fix them. So of course I got on the internet, I started like Googling and going crazy. And apparently they've had some issues with some of their firing pins with this gun and with some of the bolts and some other stuff. So I said to myself, I'm gonna see if I can fix it myself. So I said, self, first thing you gotta do is get some headspace gauges. Bang, make sure the bolt headspace is properly. Got them right here. Then go on, and I kept getting down this thread where their firing pins were out of spec, So I ordered a couple of stainless steel, as you can see right here, flat firing pins from AK Builder. And I just waited to see. I figured I would headspace it first, figure out what's going on before I called PSA and got an RMA and try to set it back in and all that other kind of stuff. Headspace gauges showed up. She headspaced perfectly. It's really tight, nice headspace on this rifle. Then we took the firing pin, put a new firing pin, went out there, and I shot another 100 rounds. No issues. Picked up all those are the ones. Tried to pick up everything I could find that these are the ones that were pierced primers from before. Everything so far was looking good, but it was really cold. I mean, it was like 1, or it was cold and the wind was blowing. So I went out there, ripped off 100 rounds real quick, no issues. Try to catch as many of those casings as I can. Came back in the house, was able to get out the next day. So I'm filming this is Friday, this happened on Sunday. 5-6 days later, I took 5 days or 6 days to go through the rifle. I was able to rip off another 100 rounds yesterday. No issue. So we have now made it through 200 rounds of steel wolf and brass bellum, graciously provided by Mark at Browne Works Inc. Thank you, Mark. So we are now over 500 rounds with this rifle. And the last 200 or so rounds, well, exactly 200 because I burned up 200, no issues. Now remember, it happened twice. First one was at the around 270 mark. Then it happened at like either 20 or 30 or 30, whatever. Within 50 rounds, the next 2 happened. So it was becoming an even worse issue. Now we've gone through 200 rounds with no issues. So I believe the gun is fixed. I'm going to go out at the end of this video. I might film it, or I don't know. I set up all the stuff for my reviews, but for these, I might go ahead and film it. That will push us over 600 rounds, and that will be at that point 300 rounds, assuming we don't have any issues, where I believe it's fixed. If not, if not, I will contact PSA. I did go on PSA. I attempted to contact them through their little messenger thing, and I was like, hey, can you just, you know, bolt headspaces, can you just send me a firing pin? Or do you want to? And it was all this, it was this virtual AI assistant thing. It was a nightmare. I got frustrated. I gave up. And I figured if I had the problems again, I would call PSA to send it in. But in the 2 100-round sessions, I didn't have any more issues. So I'm holding off on calling PSA unless I have another issue. If I have another issue where I pop another primer and it does that, if I even find a propped primer like that, then I will contact them and be like, yo, fix this. But so far, nothing. So there's a little update. Again, I'll take it out for update part 3. I guess this is update part 1, whatever. I'll go out and I'll fire, depending on weather, maybe another 100 rounds, maybe another 200 rounds, and see if we get any of the same issues. Again, collecting all the casings I can, and they will be a mix of, I think I have Wolf left from old stocks. It'll be a mix of Wolf steel case and the brass case Bellum. I might have to go through my stuff. I might even have some Igman brass case stuff from back in the day. I might try too. So there is a quick update, guys. I will again give you round counts and updates after this video. Try to push it up over 600-700, whatever, and we'll just see what happens. So I'm getting ready to go out and fire another 100 rounds. So we've put over 500 rounds. This will put it over 600 rounds. And when this is over, hopefully if everything goes well, it will be 300 rounds with no issues. But I wanted to load the magazines in here because it's cold out there. You're going to see it's still snowing, but I got to get out there and rip off this 100 real quick, and I will film it. So I've been loading them. We got 40 rounds of Wolf, 40 rounds of Bellum, and 20 rounds of this Igman, which if you see the little 0106, so this almost was 19 years old, almost 20 years old. So I'm going to load these mags up, and then I'll have to take an extra 10 rounds with me. Maybe I'll grab another mag. I'm going to load these magazines up inside, get all my cold weather gear on, go out and bust the last 100, and then we'll come back in and I'll do an update. All right, so we'll see you in a second out on the range. All right, folks. So as you can see, it's snowy. So we got the PSA 103K. I got this Bulgarian waffle mag loaded up with the top 10 rounds are Igman, bottom 20s Wolf. Did the same thing with this. You can see the red primer, top 10 Igman, bottom 20 Wolf. This one is all Bellum, and I got the last 10 rounds we'll have to load up here. So we're going to shoot 100 rounds. We're going to have the 100 rounds on camera, see if it continues to act up. As you saw in my last video, I think it's over 200 rounds since I assumed that I fixed the problem. But we're going to fire another 100 rounds to seal the deal, and that'll put it at over 600 total, but over 300. There we go. Over 300 since we had the primer flow issue. So let's just start out with the Bulgarian waffle mag and see how that works. Let me see if I can catch some of this brass. Try to catch it in the, you're sitting on the UTV here, so. Oh! Not a bad primer hit. Okay. Oh, you can roll with this stuff. Caught some more over here. Let's see what this shows. Okay. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. No piercing. It's hitting it good. That one caught it. Let me grab that one. Oh, this is wolf. This is wolf. We're into the wolf now. Nice hit. No issues. And let's make sure we're out. All right, there's first 30. Now I'm going to take it's cold. I'm trying to get this and get back in the house and do a debrief with you guys. So far, take my gloves off. So far, everything, boy, that wolf is flashy. But it's probably over 20 years old too, like that Igman. I've had that stored. I guess you kind of got to cycle out your ammo. This is the last 10 rounds of that Bellum. The 10 separate rounds. Let me put my gloves back on and we're going to go to shoot some more. What is that? Okay. All right, so steel mag. Igman, yeah. Red primers, Igman. First 10 rounds are Igman. Last 20 is wolf. Let me see if I can hit. Maybe I should move the camera. Nah. I don't know if I hit it. It's 160 C-Zone steel. I hit it with the red dot. Hit it again. Hit it again. So the dot from the opening and closing, it's roughly on. Let's rock some of this stuff. See if I can get back in here and catch one of these wolves to look at it again. Yeah. Oh, it went over the. There we go. Perfect. Ugh. All right. Good primer hit. No Pierce primer. All right. Click. Magazine is empty. Rifle's empty. All right. Everything's looking great so far. All right, we have the Palmetto mag, the one it came with. And that is all Bellum. So let's see how all Bellum shoots. Click, no bang. All right. It's empty. All right. Oh, good. It dumped all this right here. Beautiful, beautiful, because this stuff is all reloadable. Fantastic. Oh, my hands are getting numb. All right, we're going to bring some of this back inside to check it. I got a piece of steel here. Let me see if I can find one of those Igmans. There we go. All right, I'm going to bring some of this back in so we can look closer at it in the camera. Oh, what is this? Another one. All right, I got some Igman, got some of the steel, and I got the Bellum, which is reloadable. Last 10 rounds to the Bulgarian Waffle Mag, and that will put us at roughly, I think, 620. But if we get through this 10 rounds, that will be... Ooh, somebody's busting off. Sound of freedom, brother. Sound of freedom. All right, here we go. All right. Let's make sure. All right. Here we go. It's empty. That's the last 10 rounds. So that is 100 rounds. That's the last 100 rounds. And that would make it over 300 now without a problem. Yep, over 300 without a problem. And still shooting over there, nice. Which puts it over 600 rounds now through the rifle. And I think we can call it fixed. 300 rounds without an issue when it was happening, you know, as discussed previously in the video, pretty often there. I call it fixed. We'll keep an update on it. We're still only 600 rounds in, but we'll keep an eye on it. So there it is. Let's go back in, take a look at some of the cases and discuss what we find. I'll take the gun apart. We'll see after 600 and roughly 20 rounds if there's any type of weird wear on the lugs, bolts, the tail, anything like that. So let's go back inside and do a debrief. All right, folks. So we're back inside. Came back inside. You saw the 100 rounds went fine. I did notice if you look back, I think I was kind of weird. Like, what is that noise? Look at optic came loose, but that's not a gun thing. Everything went smoothly. So now we have, I'm gonna put some blue Loctite on there, tighten this in, and now I probably got to go sight it back in, although it's an AK. Until this optic came loose, this thing was actually holding a pretty good rough zero after all the openings and closings from cleaning and all that stuff. So we're at 620 rounds, give or take a few rounds, because there was a couple that were light primer sights, but I put them back in and shot them. So we'll say we're around 620. The last 300 of that was after I got the headspace gauges. Again, this rifle head spaces beautifully. It's got really tight headspace, very nice. And after we put the stainless steel, the AK Builder stainless steel flat firing pin in, and everything is looking awesome. Again, here's the 3 mags. As you saw, we used the surplus steel Circle 10 waffle Bulgarian mag and the mag that came with the rifle. No issues. Let's look at some of these primers. Here's some of this Bellum. Here's some Igman. We'll get a couple of each. A couple of Bellum, a couple of Igman, and a couple of steel. So there's no blown out necks, cases, no bulge bases, none of that stuff. Nice round firing pins. Guys, again, opposed to, let me see where the ones that are burned out over here. You pop the holes right in them. What I do with them. Here we go. I think this is, yeah. As opposed to that, that's what it was doing before. Pearson primers, getting primer flow back into the bolt face and letting the piece of the primer jam the firing pin. We're not getting any of that anymore. Bellum. Here is the Igman. It's hard to see on this camera, but we got nice solid hits, no piercing. And then here's the Wolf steel. So I'm going to call it fixed. As discussed before, I might get these numbers off. Go back and look in the video, because this is like a week-long video. So thanks for sticking around the whole time. I know it's a long video, but this video has taken me over a week to make, which is why it's so long. So I think roughly about the 270 round mark is when we had the first problem. Took it in, fixed it, went back out, ran another 20 rounds, did it again, fixed it, took it apart, fixed it, ran another roughly 30 rounds, I think, and it did it again. So it did it twice within 50 rounds, 3 times total within 320 rounds. Got the headspace gauges, checked it, beautiful headspace, got the firing pins in, replaced the firing pin, took out, ran out there, fired 100 rounds, cool. Went back out again, found another 100 rounds, cool. I didn't want to film it because it was even colder then and the wind was blowing, and I just didn't feel like setting everything up. So I figured I would do with this last 100 here, another 100 rounds. So we are 300 rounds with the new firing pin, no issues so far. So I'm going to call it fixed. I'll do another video, because this video is so long. I will do another video of after action, report, AAR, where I'm going to clean the gun, the inside, so we can get the best possible look at any wear, you know, lug damage, anything. We'll look in there and see what we got after 620 rounds. So finally, the video is now over. Oh, again, I want to thank Mark, my ammunition sponsor. He provided the Bellum 7.62x39 for this test. Yeah, and he's fantastic. Custom grip maker. Link is in the description below. Check him out. Makes some amazing custom wood grips for all kinds of handguns, pistols, revolvers, even AR-15s. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for the after action report on this, on the wear and stuff on this rifle. And I'm going to call this one fixed for now, at least. So let me know what you guys think. So thanks for watching, guys. And we will see you next time. For real this time. It's over.